Italy has its fair share of iconic buildings, and near the top of that list is Il Duomo di Firenze, also known as Santa Maria del Fiore, Saint Mary of the Flower. It's one of those places that literally stops you in your tracks when you see it for the first time. For me, this was that moment as I walked the streets of the San Giovanni neighborhood after arriving by train. This basilica is huge, the third largest in all of Italy, and the summertime lines to get in are long, so I got there about a half hour before it opened. I spent that time admiring the exterior design, an ornate tricolor marble of red, white, and green. The 8 windows on the base of the octagonal dome allow the inside ceiling to be bathed in natural light, and you get the full effect of that once you're inside. Once the doors opened, it only took about 10 minutes to get in. I was about to have my first look up at one of the greatest architectural accomplishments of the Renaissance from the inside.
Of course, I gotta get right up to the dome. I can get a glimpse of it here.
My first thought was that it's stunning how big it is. You could easily fit a soccer pitch onto the floor. It's a Gothic interior with beautiful stained glass windows from some of the greatest artists in history, like this one of Mary that dates to the year 1405. And take a moment to check out this clock. It's a 24-hour clock that was installed in 1443, making it one of the few clocks from that era still ticking. I craned my neck to take in the frescoes begun in 1572 by Giorgio Vasari and completed in 1579 by Federico Zaccari. They're known as the Last Judgment and depict the moment the righteous will ascend to heaven. Gazing up at the paintings more than 300 feet high, I began to feel a little out of sorts.
You almost lose a sense of perspective when you look up at the ceiling at a place like Il Duomo. It just looks like you can reach out and touch it. There's no sense that it's as far away as it actually is. Really amazing.
With all this beauty above you, don't forget to look down, because the inlaid marble floors are also something to be wowed by. Strangely enough, as impressive as all this is, the main attraction here isn't this side of the dome. It's this side, and you won't get a chance to see it in the summer by waiting half an hour. The main attraction for visitors to the Duomo is climbing up to the domed rooftop to experience the view and get an up-close look at the construction. It's an iconic experience and difficult to accomplish without preparation. It's 463 steps to the top, and the tickets in the summertime have to be purchased weeks or even months in advance. If you get there without one, the lines are intimidating, and in the 100-degree heat of August, not something we wanted to experience. So we did what we always do. We found a hack. Turns out the bell tower, Giotto's Campanile, also has more than 400 steps, 413 to be exact, but the line is short and the ticket's easy to get the same day. So we paid the €20, made the reservation for the late afternoon, and showed up for the climb.
So the journey of 414 steps begins. Just gotta keep your head down and grind.
Now, I didn't climb the Duomo, so I have nothing to compare it to, but I don't feel like we missed out. After all, it is pretty much the same height, and although the passageways were a tight squeeze from time to time, the steps were no problem. From here, we could really get a bird's eye look at the details of the Duomo's breathtaking exterior. With an atrium at each floor, we had the opportunity to stop and admire the increasingly panoramic views. The Campanile took much less time than the Duomo to build, only about 25 years, and was completed in the year 1359. There are 7 bells in the tower, and you can hear their beautiful sounds throughout the city. At last, we reached the top, and what a payoff. This must be the finest view in all of Florence, and I include the Duomo in that because after all, can you get this view from up there? I almost felt bad for the people across the way gazing across at us because although they got to climb another 50 stairs, they had to look at me when they got there, while we got to look at this.
If you find yourself here in Florence and you did not think about getting your ticket to climb the Duomo early enough to get one, like we did, get a ticket for the bell tower. Once you get up to the top, it's pretty much the exact same view.